Hello and welcome back to Firestorm Games. In this video we're looking at some of the new releases for Warhammer 40k, which are the Primaris Aggressors, and you can see we've got 3 of the Aggressors on the front of the box here. We haven't yet seen these miniatures, they weren't included in the Dark Imperium box set, but the captain in that set was wearing the Gravis armor that these guys are equipped with. So flipping the box over, we can see more painted examples and also some of the different weapon variants that you get in the set and some of the head options as well. And you always get these little boxes on how to paint your miniatures in the colours that they're presented with on the box. So let's open up this box set and take a look at the contents inside. So first of all, we have the transfer sheet. Now this transfer sheet is for Ultramarines only. It's got lots of white transfers you can see at the top there and lots of Roman numerals at the bottom. Unfortunately, it is Ultramarines only, which means unless you collect these guys, you're not going to have much use for a lot of these symbols. The Roman numerals and other items you might be able to make use of though, however. Moving on, we have the instruction booklet, and these instruction booklets really are nice now. They, compared to how they used to be, they're always full colour, they show you exactly which components go where, all the components are numbered as they are on the sprue. You also get a few different options as well, explaining how to assemble different variants, how to assemble the sergeants, for example. And then if we can kind of skip towards the end of the actual booklet itself, we have, just got there, we actually have the rules listings as well, which is great because you don't need to have the codex in order to assemble these and make a legal unit. You can pretty much have a look at what weapon options are available and how you can build them and not make any mistakes. And at the end here we also have a guide on the transfer sheet itself. So that's the instruction booklet and the transfers looked at. Let's move on to the sprues. Now this Aggressor set comes with 2 sprues, and this is the first one here. It has a mixture of the various body parts and also the weapons as well. You can see the legs are pretty much these single section items, very chunky leg armor, very similar to the Gravis armor we've already seen on the captain. We also have a few of the weapons. Now here we have the Firestorm gauntlets. You can see these are on actually like a separate panel that just gets attached to the top, which will actually make swapping these out quite easy because you can just magnetize underneath of these sections here and just swap them out as you see fit. Detailing wise, really nice detailing as always. You can see here we've got individual rivets, panels, all sorts of other items. We've got the eagle crest as well. Unfortunately, it does look like these are pretty much single pose, especially in the legs, and they won't really give you many options unless you're willing to cut and chop out some of the components. We also have a number of weapon options in this set as well. You can see we have, head options. We've got roughly 8 heads in this set, I believe. We basically get a helmeted version and an unhelmeted version for each of those. So 4 unhelmeted ones and 4 helmeted ones, and then one of them is for the sergeant as well. So plenty of head options there. I quite like these belt feeds as well, especially when these units have got heavy weapons and they've kind of just got a small, very small magazine. You're thinking that that'll be used up very quickly. These magazines that feed into the backpack are really nice to see. So that's the first sprue looked at. Let's move on to the next. The second sprue again features some of the various options for the bodies and the weapon options as we've seen on the first one, also some of the head options there. But this also includes the actual shoulder pads themselves. You can see here we've got 8 shoulder pads in altogether. Gives you a couple of spare ones that you can use on your other miniatures because obviously you only need 6 for this particular set itself. You actually get quite a few more down at the bottom as well. So lots of different shoulder pad variants that can really use on some of your other units. We also have a few additional detail items. You've got things like these reliquaries that just hang around from the waist. Got another one there. There's also some, if I just find it on the sprue again, we've got some, you can see some ammo casings that you can have flinging out of the weapon to represent it being fired at that point in time. We have some of the Firestorm launchers as well, and purity seals, all the things you would expect to normally see on these sets. So that's the sprue itself. Let's get one of these Aggressors assembled and take a look at the finished miniature. So that's it for the Primaris Aggressors. Personally, I really like the aesthetics of these miniatures. They're kind of somewhere between a larger Centurion and the smaller Terminators that we've already seen. They have lots of weapon options. They have a good battlefield role of being an assault unit. So they've got their power fists as well as their assault weapons as well. So in terms of the actual kit itself, there is a slight lack of posability, but you do get a few different weapon options and also the head options and a few spare items such as the shoulder pads as well, which does make for it in some way. Assembly wise, they're actually quite nice to build. There's a few options to magnetize components as well if you really wanted to swap them out between the Auto Storm gauntlets and the Flame Storm gauntlets as well. There was a minor inconvenience with these sets. I did have to remove some quite strong mold lines. Not really many I've seen with these first releases, so hopefully it's just a bad batch and not something we're going to be seeing a lot of in the future. If you're interested in picking some of these aggressors up for yourself, you can do so by checking them out on the Firestorm Games web store, which I'll include a link to in the description below. Now, the regular RRP of these miniatures is £30, however we have them available on Firestorm Games for £25 and 50p, so a nice little saving for you guys there. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do let us know in the comments below, and also make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date with all of our future content. So all I have to say is thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again on Firestorm Games.